Stephen Crane's The Red Badge of Courage, set during the American Civil War, is a raw and realistic portrayal of a young soldier's psychological journey from idealistic youth to battle-hardened veteran. The novel focuses on Henry Fleming, a young private in the Union Army, and his struggle with fear, courage, and the harsh realities of war. The story begins with Henry and his regiment encamped, awaiting their first taste of battle. Like many young recruits, Henry is filled with romantic notions of war and imagines himself a hero. However, he is also plagued by doubts, wondering if he will have the courage to stand and fight when the time comes. He grapples with the fear of fleeing, which consumes his thoughts. When the regiment finally engages the enemy, Henry's initial experience is one of confusion and chaos. He fires his rifle mechanically, caught up in the frenzy of the moment. However, when the Confederate forces launch a fierce counterattack, Henry's fear overwhelms him, and he flees the battlefield, abandoning his comrades. Overwhelmed with shame and self-doubt, Henry wanders through the woods, desperately trying to justify his cowardice. He encounters other retreating soldiers, some wounded, and he envies their red badges of courage, physical wounds that serve as proof of their bravery. He longs for a wound of his own to absolve him of his guilt. Henry's journey through the woods becomes a symbolic descent into his own psyche. He witnesses the brutal reality of war, encountering the decaying corpse of a soldier, a stark reminder of mortality. He also encounters a procession of wounded soldiers, including his friend Jim Conklin, who dies a gruesome death. These experiences force Henry to confront the true nature of war, shattering his romantic illusions. In a chaotic moment, Henry is struck on the head by a retreating soldier, receiving a wound that he can now present as a red badge of courage. He returns to his regiment, where his comrades believe he was wounded in battle. His wound, though accidental, provides him with a sense of belonging and a means of restoring his self-esteem. The next day, Henry's regiment is ordered to attack again. This time, Henry fights with a newfound ferocity, driven by a desire to redeem himself and prove his courage. He becomes an aggressive and determined soldier, pushing forward even when others falter. He even takes up the flag when the flag-bearer falls. Henry's transformation is not simply a matter of physical courage. He also undergoes a psychological transformation, shedding his youthful illusions and accepting the harsh realities of war. He learns that courage is not the absence of fear but the ability to act in the face of fear. The novel concludes with Henry reflecting on his experiences. He acknowledges his past cowardice but also takes pride in his newfound courage. He has survived his red sickness of battle and emerged a more mature and self-aware individual. Commentary: The Red Badge of Courage is a groundbreaking war novel that departs from traditional heroic narratives. Stephen Crane's naturalistic style and psychological realism provide a raw and unflinching portrayal of the inner turmoil of a young soldier. The novel's strength lies in its exploration of universal themes, such as fear, courage, and the loss of innocence. Crane's depiction of war as a chaotic and brutal experience devoid of glory challenged the romanticized notions of warfare prevalent at the time. The book remains a powerful and relevant exploration of the human condition in the face of extreme adversity.